We often stumble or trip, don't mean to mumble my shit. I'm chewing on boulders and bricks, complete with a soda and grits. It seems the order I get, can't leave, don't know where I've been. I mean to sober my mind, detoxing, I'm holding the wine. We talk but she blowing my high, no sense of controlling the riot that's boiling inside. I'm blowing her mind, wow, she blowing on my blunt to ash shit. I'm blunt, no asking, I form from passion. Now on to classics, a living, breathing legend. But I'm up for practice. This world is plastic to another bastard. I said, round and round we go. Where we stop, no one knows. Round and round we go. Where we stop, no one knows.
Round and round, ups and downs, center of attention, but I was the clown, frequency ain't vibing, I'm feeling down, shitting on me, fuck how, tryna make a new plan now, any nigga in my way getting gunned down, put his body 6 feet under the ground, new king walking around, now I got a brand new crown, nigga hating on me and I got this bitch, why you frown? I'll turn that motherfucker upside down. That's how the merry go round, round. Money keep spinning and the team keep winning. 2 B's in the air, I'ma keep on sending till they burn me in hell. But oh well, I'm the hottest nigga out. Ouch, don't touch me, bitch, just bounce. Get the fuck off my couch. That's my ounce. Round and round we go. Lost your mind. Waste my time on no. I'm on mine, 24/7, I'm on that grind. I gotta get mine.
All right, there we go.
Let's get started. Another great game here in Season 8 of the UEL. We're seeing the last 2 of the teams we haven't seen play yet, the Trollz and the Bucks. My name is Strix, and I'm here with...
Hey, your boy 300. You already know.
And I'm kind of excited for this one.
Yo, I am. I am. We've been talking a lot about the Trolls. We've been waiting to see what they're going to do. And then now the Bucks coming off pretty much a whole new team.
Yep.
With Bobby Yoggins, the brand new GM, starting to come in and build that team off the draft. A lot of rookies on there. But then, you got the Trolls, man.
I think that like the Trolls are so exciting. If you haven't seen as well, a new podcast dropped over on the YouTube channel.
That's facts. That's facts.
Where I know that y'all were discussing the league, discussing all the ins and outs, the games.
Yep. Talking about it inside the wheel.
Yep, inside the wheel. And what I'm super excited for is like the Trolls look really good. Like everybody's kind of looking at them being like, this might be a team that's a problem this season.
Yeah.
And going forward, obviously.
Yeah, I think in the future, not right now. I mean, they got remnants of a championship team. I think with Havoc, Psycho, Cordy and Bosif, as they're both maturing, I think they can really build a championship team there. Maybe another 2 or 3 seasons. I don't think this season, but I think definitely this season they can win some money. Yeah. They can definitely win. Either underneath, a little lower than like semi-conference finals, something like that. So like 3,000, 1,000 is definitely guaranteed for them this season.
Yeah, I think if anybody sleeps on them as well in that conference, they might be in for a pretty bad awakening.
Yes.
And by the similar thing, I know you mentioned the Bucks rebuilding. Literally last season, if the draft class, if you draft well and you have some organization and get people working together, I think there's a chance they can do some damage as well. And we started off with Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh. Why? Why? My first day commentating, and we get Yu-Gi-Oh.
So,
but yeah, just to talk about it. So yeah, like we were saying, I know Dawn. He's been asking me a lot of questions. I've been kind of mentoring him on a new GM position. Obviously you had the Bucks, and I told him the goal is what you guys won 3 games last season, right?
4.
4. So I said either you equal or win more games than what they did last season. You did your job.
Yeah,
that's your goal. Focus on that. Set a goal that's very attainable. And you think about it, the Bucks can very easily, beat some of these teams. The Phantoms, the Wolves. Trolls might be a little tough. Depending on the Ghosts. The Ghosts might be a little tough, but they can still. These are all winnable games. You know what I mean? You also got the Gorillas. The Gorillas aren't looking too great, and then you got Ravens. So I told him those are 6 games you definitely have control to win.
I love that you told him that because that's literally how last season, like, it was even put together. Right? We looked at it, I was like, okay, these are the games we know are going to be hard. True. But how do we take each matchup and approach it and just game by game, you get better, and by the end of the season, you never know, like, how far you come, especially if you're just working every single day, grinding for it.
Yeah. And you guys almost got that playoff spot, too. You almost did get that wild card spot.
And so I'm happy to see they brought in some veteran talent, right? Mr. Fear, kind of as a veteran voice on the team, as well as I know Smutters is staying around from last season as well.
Yeah.
So they have some established talent. I know it's going to take a game or two for the rookies to adjust.
Yeah. So what do you think category-wise? What do you think the Trolls are going to win, and what do you think the Bucks are going to win?
So my immediate look, when I just look at the Trolls, is funnily compared to last season. A lot of people would have said, oh, they were bad at fighting games last season. TLG, regardless of how many people like to mess and joke with TLG, you got to beat TLG before you can really even start to get established in this league. He will beat 99% of players in this league, except for those very top tier players can start to contest him. And so I think fighters are definitely going the Trolls' way. And then, shooters as well. They got Cordy, they got Bosif. Those names bring a lot of fear. And it also brings us around the sport. See, this is that thing about that Trolls team already. Like, I can start looking at each one because with the sports side, again, Cordy and Bosif as well. They have low-key Brent for some more coverage. And then they have, I think, a lot of players that I can speak personally about. Psycho and Havoc play so many different things on the wheel and cover so many spaces that you can put them in for racers and they'll be fine. You can put them in for shooters and they can always do more than even just a role player.
Yes. Yep, absolutely. And I think I talk about this with TLG a lot. I tell people, like, for those of you that don't understand, we just like the NBA, NFL, whatever major sports organization, we got superstars, we got all-stars, and we got role players. TLG is one of the best role player fighters in the league. I don't think there's anybody better than him. I don't think anybody will touch him in that situation. And what I mean by role play fighter, a lot of games here we play 3v3.
Yep.
We play 5v5. You will have a superstar fighter. I think TLG absolutely dominates in that role player spot because again, he can play that whole category at a very high level here at UEL. He's probably not going to beat any superstar fighter, but he's going to compete with them and he's going to go toe to toe with them.
Yes.
So if he can go toe to toe with them, anybody that's average, below average, or anywhere in there, he's smoking.
And in a league, especially like you mentioned with the fighters, where lives matter, he'll get. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and jump past Yu-Gi-Oh. We'll come back to it a little bit later. But like I was saying about TLG, and your entire point helps because as someone that like is good at fighting games, losing that one life, that download round, when you don't have that, you came and you fought TLG and he took a life off of you. Now the superstar level, kind of like you mentioned, their job is just to come and clean up.
Yeah, that's it. Their job is, so again, is like, you kind of want to do that 1-and-1.
Yeah.
TLG is definitely going to get you 2 characters. So he's going to pretty much eliminate a player that has to focus on fighting games on his team. Because he can take out, probably 2, maybe 3 people in any fighting game.
Yeah.
So then now your superstar, all they have to worry about is to beat the other superstar. Yeah. That's it.
And it's funny because the Trollz last season were a team that everybody was looking at them like, if they had a fighter, and there's not a better name that it's like, hey, we need to get somebody in here to help us turn that corner than TLG.
Yeah, and Jesse's done a great job.
Yes.
I mean, I give Jesse his praises all the time. Now I get to give it on the camera. But Jesse came in last season, mid last season. I want to say probably like around week 6, 6, somewhere around there. Came in and it instantly understood UEL. Instantly, like he started asking all the right questions. All right, what about this? Started asking about the rules, finding ways to manipulate the rules, things like that, because that's what matters. We leave it open ended for a reason. We want people to manipulate the rules.
I always have the funny story of he came in and he was working with you, and it was like, yeah, I'm a GM, and everyone assumed a game master. So we're talking, we're doing everything, and he's just there soaking it all up, and then all of us look across like, oh, you meant G. And now he comes in and just starts cooking, like you said, immediately understood. Yeah. Oh, okay, you're trying to do this. Okay, cool. I'm going to do this. And
absolutely.
Together.
And he's really got the numbers down. Like, analytics side of UBL, he's really brought a lot of that to UEL. Yeah. I mean, shout out to him for the box scores. He's also got a lot of these GMs with a cheat sheet. I seen your team, the Cobras, was using it yesterday, and it was using both yours and his.
Oh, yeah. Now, I'm happy because I got to experience firsthand during the rookie sophomore game.
Yeah,
is so when you have those numbers and those little things, decision making becomes so much easier to handle.
Yeah, I can't wait till we get to the point where like a lot of these major leagues are in analytics and stuff like that. Because although I don't really believe in it that much, but I do believe in it to a certain extent. I think it does play a good role. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think you can just build a team straight off of analytics. Chemistry is always going to trump anything. But if you can build a solid team that can, win certain amount of games and stuff like that. I mean, it's been done in baseball. I think once there was an analytic team that went strictly off of, I want to say, getting to first base or something like that. Like how many times you get to first base and they went out and got all the people that hit or got on first base the most. And then they end up winning the World Series. But I don't think that will really help here. But I think chemistry trumps it all. But the analytics helps a lot.
It definitely does. And I think preparation is where you mostly see, I think, the biggest for analytics. Looking at like right now, I'm looking at the Bucks and maybe what Dalton maybe is implemented, and like maybe if he's pulled some of that, because like, okay, do you know what the Trollz are strong at? Do you know, hey, like perfect example, because I'm looking at Cordy and Bosey. Are you practicing Fortnite this week? Because do you think you really taking Fortnite this week?
No.
If not, cool. Let me focus my practice somewhere else where I can get these wins and maybe find an avenue to win the game.
Yes, yeah. No, I'm definitely not practicing Fortnite. So a big thing when I tell a lot of GMs, you have to focus. You have to know what the best teams are playing. Like those the best teams, see what they're playing, and then play the opposite. That's what you have to do. Yeah, you have to play the opposite because, again, you want to take those games that people aren't playing. Those are the easy ones. Skill gaps are nice and small.
And this is a perfect example of it. Last night, CarX Drift rolled. And I think this is one of those games that a handful of people in the league have really been trying to figure out.
Okay.
Especially, I'm gonna give you one of you put it out, you put the rules out, and people just made assumptions.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do the UEL thing of like keep an eye on the rules, find out what the finalized rules are.
Yeah.
But the people that knew and learned, now you saw like a huge a gap yesterday. And now it looks like we're trying to get in and get set up. And that has been the story of these first 2 weeks, I think, more than anything else.
Oh, my gosh.
The teams with clean setups have really put themselves 2 steps ahead of all these other teams just trying to figure out exactly, okay, cool. How do I get in the game? If you never step foot on a basketball court, how do you expect to win a basketball game? If you can't set up the game here, you can't expect to win it immediately.
Yeah, you can practice. So a lot of issues that we have. I mean, you have to understand a lot of these people are coming in off the street.
True.
They're not professional gamers. We're making them into professional gamers here. So it's like they're coming in and then they're used to playing ranked.
Yeah,
they're used to playing
click
online.
a button and turn.
Clicking a button and going into a game. That's not what it is here. You're a professional end gamer now. Now you have to learn how to set up these games because again, that's part of it. Setting up the games, getting in the lobbies. All right, looks like the Bucks called a timeout. So they're going to use one of their first timeouts here. So you want to explain the timeouts and forfeits?
Yeah. So for those that are watching and don't know, we have a setup timer. And you depending on, it could be 4 minutes, 2 minutes, but you got to get in the game. You got to know those rules, got to work on those setups. If you need some more time, you can go ahead and call a timeout, get you a little bit more time to go ahead and get in the game. Maybe the Bucks, they called a timeout, so I'm hoping they're jumping in. But if they thought they didn't or weren't going to win this, they can use a forfeit. They have 5 of each throughout the course of the game. So if you use all your timeouts and you need to run another one, that's a forfeit. Again, preparation is one of those things that is really important to competing on a top level.
Yeah.
There are very few, if any, people that just show up and
just be able to do it. Yeah, no, I don't think even professionals, I don't think they can come in here and then just instantly adapt to our rules and our play style. So it's like, we are mainly, targeting that 99 percentile. Yeah. We're not targeting that top 1. Yeah. We're leaving that top 1% that's good at that game for those professionals. Yeah. We're targeting those 99 percentile, those people that are just as good as the professionals, but maybe they got a day job and they couldn't play enough. Or they missed a tournament and, they're just as good as that professional. But again, they had to work or, sick or family emergency or couldn't afford to get out there to that location. You know what I mean? There's plenty of people out there like that, and we've made a home for them, and that's what UBL is.
Definitely. And so looking at everybody coming in, I think it looks like they're sending in, I see Psycho, I think, on one side, and Homunculus on the other. This is a 2v2 as well. So Psycho, I can speak of from last season, definitely enjoyed his time on racers and always invested pretty heavily into them.
Yep.
Kind of going to what you spoke about, recognizing that was a category where there's definitely a weakness on a lot of teams and players in the league, and just being valuable and being able, cool, I can go into this racer, I will have more practice, more time, and be better than you at most of them and be able to be a bigger asset. And I'm looking at the rookie Homunculus. Mm-hmm. You never know with rookies. That's the big thing is you have the combine.
The low Trollz lineup. Who are they sending in? Havoc and Rafiki.
Oh, Havoc and Rafiki.
Yeah, they're sending Havoc, Rafiki, and then for Yu-Gi-Oh, Psycho's Psycho won in for Yu-Gi-Oh, and then for CarX, Havoc and Rafiki.
I like that. You saw towards the end of last season as well. Little insight to the old Bucks. Havoc was definitely on the races too. Mm-hmm. It helped to have 2 races on the team to always be able to rely on somebody. So it looks like they're in. They're waiting on. It looks like one more player to ready up, and then we'll be getting into this race.
Okay.
We
might have a setup issue here.
Yeah. So
they're checking it out now, but it looks like they're playing.
This map is called Castle Road, and one of the things is a pretty icy map. It's easy to spin out the car, but they actually picked the reverse version of the map. So they're going uphill rather than coming downhill, which I think helps a lot.
Okay.
When you're playing on this map.
My man is just racing here. Wait, hold on. All right. I think they're resetting.
Are we leaving? Are we resetting? We will find out and give you an update shortly.
All right, getting an update coming in now.
Okay.
Okay, and then also we might have to check that lineup in for the Bucks.
Interesting. Yeah, because this is one of those small things I do say as someone that played my first game of Season 8. Okay, penalty timeout going to the Trolls, but playing my first game last night for Season 8, even though I've been here, there's that little bit of nervous energy that you get stepping back into the arena and setting up, and sometimes you get hit with a timer, and surprising to see it happen maybe from a lot of the veteran talent on the Trolls, but I'm gonna give you one. That's what I'll say. I'll give you the first one.
Absolutely.
You can make a mistake. It shouldn't become a trend though. Really quickly, Cards Drift is though one of those interesting games. I don't know how much time you put into it.
Very little.
Trying to drift in that game it's a lot.
Yes.
But knowing maps and having kind of ideas about how the game works, it really will benefit you. And I think that map choice, I am interested in RPS because whoever won RPS there, definitely you have to know not just like what map you want to play, but what parts of the map and how the map's set up, because you can catch people off guard. A lot of strategy this season. I want to give y'all kudos on that one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of areas for strategy that can be implemented this season
Yes.
that I'm really happy with if people are both playing the games, reading the rules, and understanding
Yeah,
how
yeah.
to play UEL.
So mainly what we really like, me and Titus, or what we try to strive here in the leadership is that comeback mechanic. One, that's the biggest thing, that we really want always to be a comeback mechanic in every single game. And then two, anybody can beat anybody.
Yeah.
So no matter how good Strix is at Smash, he can now get beat by items.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the worst player in the league can now beat Trix. Same thing with Street Fighter. Like, we made it where, the health is always drained. And then now, you're not always regenerating your health. We did have an issue with it last game, but we fixed it now. But even still, with Street Fighter, Herb can come in here and wash everybody on a full health, right? LA can come in here and wash everybody with full health. But now, if, Herb comes in and he gets hit to half health, now it's a problem. Now we got an issue. LA gets down to 75% health, and now he's going against Strix, and now Strix takes another 25, and then now he's got half his health going against Herb. Who's going to win here?
Exactly.
And it makes it that more interesting.
I think on the flip side, it makes the stories just as amazing. And that person that has no health and they manage to fight their way back and climb up until they take it. There's this feeling of like,
Yep.
was that even possible?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they just are able to do it, and it
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Herb do it. We've seen Hydro do it. We've seen LA do it. Gatlight. We've seen Gatlight do it. We've seen, Pit-Boy do it. There's a lot of people that has done it, where it's like getting put in those impossible situations, and they're like, there's no way they're going to win.
Yep.
And then they come in and win. Yeah, so it's like, it happens. It happens. And like, that's the great part of UEL. Man.
Yes.
It's just so much excitement. So much excitement. So much things that go on. And it's just fire.
you can't predict. Like, it's one of those unfortunate things that, like you mentioned, some of those other leagues, you can predict.
So we're getting this in. Solo on the Bucks is saying he is the best racer in the league.
I'm just gonna say, I love when rookies got confidence. Come into the league, talk your talk, and do your thing. Have it, but also be ready. I'm telling you, from last season, I stepped in here and I definitely was like, oh yeah, no, I can take most of these people, and then you get hit in the face, and now all of a sudden,
Hey, you get punched in the face, and that was a different story.
Hey,
all right, looks like we're getting started here.
here we go. We got cars drifting around. Okay. Yu-Gi-Oh! Preparation. But here we go. So on Cards Drift, this map, normally you're coming down this hill. This last part is pretty curvy. So you're able to kind of get some good points started off, or ending usually. But here, you're starting off with some extra points. Looks like one person is kind of just driving, not kind of drifting too much. Which is, I mean, it's a strategy. It's interesting. And maybe they're hoping the other team doesn't really know exactly how to play, but the bubble should be one of the Trollz members.
I don't know what's going on with this silver car right now, but he's just driving. as fast as he can to the finish line. And Oh, okay. So that's Solo right now that we're watching speed through driving, and it doesn't look like what place is
He's
Solo?
in second currently. He has, some points, but he's not. Whoever's on the Bubbles account or PC is still ahead of him by like twice as many points.
All right. Yeah. I don't know what's going on here.
And Street Fighter 6 coming up immediately after this. So I'm gonna let this out, and just people paying attention. One of the keys about this game is if you don't finish the race, you're DNF'd, and you DQ, you don't get a time.
Oh, really?
So if he's smart and knows that, hey, they might not finish, driving can be your option because they won't get a time. But you have to know the map, know that you can finish. Because right now,
So how do they win here?
normally it's going to be whoever has the most points. So I'm looking right now at the Trollz accounts, which are over in that top right. You see they have 4,000 points.
Now we're looking at Rafiki here.
Oh, Rafiki flying.
yeah, Rafiki flying too.
The time is over. I don't think anyone finished, so that's a disqualification for everybody.
No way.
So that is what I mean when I say knowing the game.
There's absolutely no way.
And what I will
none of them
bet you,
qualify.
if you know how that map is set up, you start at the top of that hill, and I guarantee you, Rafiki thought he just had to get there, but when you're coming the opposite way, you got to go a little bit further, so no one was able to finish the
So
game.
if one person would have finished, that's it.
Oh, yeah, you automatically get first place.
There's no way they don't do that. How close were they to the finish line? I couldn't even
Basically, Rafiki crested the hill, and he needed to go maybe another 3 seconds.
No.
Another 3 seconds, and he would have been good.
Hey, you already know what I'm about to say. Bot moments. Bot moments on both the Bucks and Trollz, man. You got to come in here. You got to at least play the game once, man. Like, what are they thinking, man?
And
All right, so they're running it back,
Yup.
so now they know what to do.
And now, guess what? They've seen what cars, how you played it, and now
Yep.
you know exactly what's going on. Now I want to see if somebody's just like, cool, I'm just gonna finish the race. I'm
I
not
ain't
gonna
gonna
worry
lie.
about
I'm just bumping everybody out the way, and I'm finishing. We ain't doing this again. I'm telling you that right now. Hey, look, we was over here making fun of them about speeding.
Yeah.
Well, that's why they were speeding.
Dolo for a second. I was like, wait, does he actually know? Is he? And I will say to you, the smart thing is if you never played the online, the way that we have it set up here, when you're offline, they don't have a timer that serious to make you DQ.
Yes.
But online, it is different. You have to, again, play the settings that UEL plays. Don't just jump in this.
You know,
Like you said, online and just play. Like,
this ain't online.
now, once again, we see
Solo here.
we see Solo jumping out to an early lead.
So it is Solo and Fear in, correct?
Yes.
Solo and Fear for the Bucks, and then we got Rafiki and Havoc for the Trollz.
And so my guess here, taking a look at this, is that Rafiki's doing okay. Havoc on PC 7 seems to have the most points. But again, he didn't finish last time. He had the most points last time. Wasn't able to finish, which caused its own problem. And I noticed really quickly, looking at the percentages, 2 people are already at 60%, but we have a minute left in the race. You're only 60% done with a minute left. You still, once again, got to finish. At a certain point, you got to get across this finish line. And I'm worrying now that Rafiki, it doesn't look like he's going to finish this race again. And so that puts it a lot on, hey, is whoever in first able to finish it? I'm noticing that it looks like Havoc has stopped trying to get points and is just trying to finish the race.
He's just trying to finish the race.
Because his percentage is, he's at 90% already compared to everybody else being in like the 70s. He might have realized that, hey, I got 20 seconds left.
Hey, he's endgaming right now. That's what he's doing. And everybody, oh my, hey, Rafiki, Rafiki, bro. Hey,
Let me know when you leave it.
hey, come on over to my show, Bot Moments, baby. Because you over here spinning the head light poles. You got to finish the race.
All right, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Please tell me
Havoc
Havoc
just
finished.
finished. I
Please
think
tell me he
Havoc
finished.
just finished.
Oh my God. Let's go.
And there we go.
Havoc's the bubbles, and Havoc finishes the race. There we go. Hey, 3 bots right here for you right there. Disqualified twice after knowing, hey, if I don't disqualify, I don't get any points. If I disqualify myself, I don't get points. And then what are we thinking here? What am I watching here?
I'm looking at everybody in that room. Like, did no one else notice? Like, hey, time ran. Like,
Time ran
finish
out.
the race. Finish the race.
Oh,
Please.
man, I can't believe what I'm watching here. Like, there's no way they did that.
It's funny because I'm looking at them. I'm like, look, you got to realize that even when it disqualified, it didn't show your scores.
Yeah.
So you have to know, like, you didn't get any points. It doesn't matter. Just get across the finish line.
Just race. At that point, you know what I'm telling about? Hey, don't drift, race. Just race. Forget
It's
the drift.
car X drift. Do the car part.
Yeah,
Drive.
just race. Hey, we just gonna get across the finish line, and we gonna let this bot. He keeps drifting and all that. We gonna get across.
Man, that
So,
is a
It looks like the Trollz take
car
car
X
X, right?
drift. Yes.
All right, so car X.
Which it makes sense to me, but now I'm wondering how. Now I got to look at the strategy. We're going into to Street Fighter 6, and I got to just touch on who I know. So I know that Havoc's been playing this. I know this, but again, the elephant in the room is TLG. Street Fighter and TLG go
Sweet.
hand in hand.
Well, actually, Mr. Fear's there too. Wait, is Mr. Fear available?
He just went in for car X drift.
Whoa.
Because of Yu-Gi-Oh, though, they should get a reset. I think they get a reset because 3 people should be down. Yu-Gi-Oh took 1, car X drift took 2 more, so they can get Mr. Fear in if they want to.
Yeah. Yep. So
And
they'll have
I
3.
think-
Yeah.
I think you have to bring Mr.
you have to. There's no way you don't. put
Unless
Mr.
you
Fear.
know you have a godlike fighter that no one else has seen.
Yeah, I don't. You know what? I don't want to say his name wrong. Humunculus.
Yeah,
So maybe he might be a fighter. I don't know.
this is going to be
He
kind
is a
of
rookie, so I don't really know too much. The only person I really know, Sparrow. I definitely got him as rookie of the year right now so far. We have to see. I mean,
Okay,
but I
now-
think out of all the rookies, I think Sparrow is definitely one that could really take it. And Sparrow is more of a. All right, so Bucks forfeit Street Fighter, and we're going into Yu-Gi-Oh.
okay.
So, but like I was saying, Sparrow is more of a shooter strategy type of player.
Okay.
So I know Mr. Fear. He's got a little bit of strategy, a little bit of fighting, and a little bit of shooting. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So a little bit.
Yeah, he's again kind of
A low level overall player.
Yeah.
Low level.
he's
you know what I mean?
able to touch like a few games almost in every category and be like, okay, cool. I
Yes.
play this game.
He
I
can
play
definitely
this
touch 3 categories.
Yeah.
And anybody that can touch 3 categories is what we call an end gamer. You know what I
Yes.
mean? That's your overall player. But I would definitely always take an overall player than a specialty player, unless that specialty is like someone who's really, really dominant.
I think of Gatlike from last season, where he came
Yes.
in and just started cleaning everyone in fighting games.
Yep. Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, well, he's-
Scarlet.
Scarlett's another
Yep.
one. And Scarlett's, again, he's proven it over seasons upon seasons
Yes.
to constantly be able to perform at that level. I'm looking at the Bucks, though, because they did forfeit Street Fighter. Do they choose to send in Homunculus because they're like, we might need to hold Fear, right?
Yeah.
And now, like, lineups start to matter. And I'm wondering where Baba Yagan's head is and how much he's looked at how rotations work.
Oh, he's going crazy right now. He's probably his head has got to be in a blender right now. I'm telling you right now, nothing's going right for him. Everything's going crazy. I promise you, because I've been there. I
Yeah.
remember my first game. I'm sure you remember your first game. It just felt like nothing was going right.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like you had this plan, and then again you got punched in the face, and the plan went out the window.
Yes.
What do I do now?
You're
shocked.
because you're sitting there. You're like, okay, cool. Oh yeah, we win this game. It's gonna roll first, or it's gonna roll early. We gonna get momentum, and then like the one game you chose to ignore, car X drift. You might have put a little bit of time into it. Now it's like, wait, you get disqualified if you don't finish the race. You just don't get any points.
Yes, absolutely.
And now,
And I'm hoping, man, my man AV can give me this password to this laptop. AV, what's going on back there, Mr. Director? Can I get that? I'm trying to see what the lineups are.
so we're going back to Yu-Gi-Oh. So that'll be a Homunculus versus Psycho. Yu-Gi-Oh is a pretty interesting game. we've seen a plethora of decks. We've seen like a bunch of different strategies. We've seen a bunch of different decks so far this season. Some have been good, some have been bad. We've seen, as you coined, bot moments.
Hey, I can't tell you because I'm a bot. I'm a bot in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Like,
Now, Yu-Gi-Oh is really interesting because it's a game because for those that are out there that maybe don't know, we play under the unlimited format, which opens up strategies, I think, beyond what people might be used to. If you're used to, even like myself, hopping on Yu-Gi-Oh and playing on ladder, you're used to seeing certain things. The meta exists, the general population. But here in UEL, different things will come up. They'll be stronger, weaker. And so I'm interested to see where everybody's head is and what people are going to play. Oh, we might be in for a fun time. That's all I'm gonna say. I want to see, depending on these, I want to see what ends up playing out. I want to see how things are gonna go, because there might be some conversations that.
I want to know. Hold on, Psycho's in. Do you think Psycho plays Yu-Gi-Oh? Or is this a coaching thing?
I'm going to
here-
say he does, but
So-
that's because it was the first game, and
so-
you don't put a non-specialist in, I think, for the first game.
Correct. So, for those of you who don't know, the coach is allowed to help the players during the game, so they can help these players during the game. So, I think this is a bad coaching mistake because Psycho covers a lot of coverage.
Yeah.
So, if again, I'm not putting Psycho in for Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm gonna put probably Rafiki. Who's the other one? Brent. I'm putting Brent or Rafiki in for Yu-Gi-Oh.
I
then
know
I'm gonna coach
Rafiki.
him.
I also know that Rafiki plays as well.
Yeah.
So like he has some prior knowledge, but to your point, yeah, it's one of those things of I think Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon are the two games
Yes.
that if you have the person on your team that is a coach, click this, click this, click
Yes.
this. It's turn-based. It doesn't
You got plenty of
require you
time.
to do 20 different things. It's like, look, just do exactly what you're told
Yeah.
and you'll be fine. So I'm hoping that maybe they weren't expecting it, but I think that Cardex Drift immediately called that bluff. Because I know Psycho had to have played Cardex Drift.
Yeah. Psycho's been saying he's the best in the league. For him not to play it, I mean, and it going for Yu-Gi-Oh, it's just like, come on.
Now, I will say for Yu-Gi-Oh, and this is something that I've already had conversations with people in the league about, it depends on the deck. I'll throw it to you because I know we played League together. There's champions in League that you can put somebody on and be like, you're fine. And then there's characters like, just don't touch it. Look,
Yeah.
there's way too
Stay
much I
under
got to
the
try to
tower.
explain
Yeah.
to you to deal with this.
Yes.
There's some decks in Yu-Gi-Oh like that where I can play because I know the game and know what I'm trying to do. But me trying to explain to you, like, all right, cool, do this. I just have to tell you, hey, just play what I tell you. Don't think about it. Because
Hey,
if
man.
you're not, the deck
If
I
you-
see that they might be playing is not one of those decks.
They using a mouse, right?
Yes.
So all you gotta say is click that. I know how to click that. Okay, you can put me in any game. Hey, move my mouse around. Hey, click that. Hey, click this. Click
Like
that.
you got 5 cards. Click
Hey,
the third
click-
one.
Yeah, I could do that.
Click the 4th one.
And if you can't do that, we need to get you up off the team, bro. Like, so again, I don't care what it is, knowledge based, whatever it is. If I'm the Trollz, I'm putting in Brent or Rafiki in for Yu-Gi-Oh. That's
Actually,
it.
the more I think about it, it gets back because I've played TLG and Yu-Gi-Oh, so I know he plays. I know Rafiki plays. I'm expecting Psycho to at least have played
Yeah,
because I can't see what's not on the. It's the first game, so you have everything left on the wheel. Psycho plays shooters, racers.
Yeah, there's
he can fight, do
no
some
way.
fighters as well. I'm like, that's one of those
Absolutely
things
no
of
way.
like, why do you?
why are you even in right now?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. That was definitely a bad coaching mistake on Trollz, but because again now like Psycho going in for that can literally throw your whole lineup off,
exactly.
and it's so hard to get caught back up on a lineup. It's so hard.
Because see, after this, yeah, you're just gonna be sitting there with somebody still missing. You're losing
Yes.
somebody still,
Yes.
and I don't mind saying this again because all this stuff is last season. One of the reasons that I was able to run lineups like that were because of Psycho and Havoc. Because I
Yes.
I had 2 racers. I could put one in here for this specific situation, hold them out. And here we go. We're jumping right into it. And we are looking at Psycho. So Psycho is once again seems to be playing, which we saw a few times so far in the season, an Exodia deck. So the way Exodia works is if you get all 5 pieces in your hand, you instantly win the game.
Okay.
No ifs, ands, or buts. So his goal is to draw through his entire deck and find all those pieces and get them in his hand.
Okay. I'm just gonna say okay because I don't know what you talking about. Yeah.
So right
I
now,
need the fibrillator.
yeah.
Deck.
So
That's what I need. That's
on-
the deck I need.
I feel you. So yeah, this is another card just gonna let him draw 3 cards. He's looking for some stuff. He's got to figure out what he's gonna get rid of. Okay, cool. He's throwing out these Thunder Dragons. So people wondering what a piece of Exodia look like. Those 2 left cards are pieces of Exodia. So here he goes. He's discarding another card, pulling out something else. This we saw this kind of be effective last night, but it looks like he's 2 pieces away.
So he just needs to get 2 more of those cards.
Yes, 2 more of. There's 1 more arm, and then there's the head. And once he has all 5, you'll see a whole little animation play out, and it'll say, "Hey, he won the game." If he wins, it is still possible for him to break. He still has to do. Now, okay, it looks like he's talking with somebody. So very clearly, I'm gonna guess that's TLG. Lockdown might play as well. Those are their coaches for today, but they still want to keep on drawing and just try to find these cards. So I would play the tune table. You want to pull as many cards that you aren't looking for out of the deck before you start drawing. And here we go. We got 2 Blue Eyes. Discarding 2 cards. He's going to discard the 2 cards on the right to go ahead and try and pull a few more. And let's see what can we do. Can he get there? So here you just take the Pot of Greed, more than likely. You take it because it gets you 2 more free cards. Of all things, I don't agree with the reload here because while you can put the pieces back to get 3 new cards, you could keep them, draw 2, and possibly see a reload. But I guess they are close to bricking, and they're just hoping to hit something a little bit better. Now you found the head, and what are you going to play off?
Does this bring back bad memories of what happened yesterday?
So I'm going to be very honest. For people that know Yu-Gi-Oh as well, Exodia is such a bricky deck.
Yeah.
You either win or you lose. And at a certain point, I had to be like, all right, cool. That just happened. Shout out to Mad Genius and the Monster Reborn.
Oh, that power move, bro. Oh, my God.
Just winning it out. Now, I'm going to say right here, it looks like Psycho is also bricked because unless he draws really well off the top here, he is not going to be able to continue going. You can take that mallet, go ahead and recycle these other 2 cards to hopefully find some more stuff. And that's all you do. Just you clean in the room looking for the thing. You got to find your keys, your wallet. You got to find your phone,
Yep.
the charger. Each little piece has to come back. So he puts 2 cards back. He'll get 2 more cards. 1 day a piece. He'll give him 1 more card here. Let's see. What do you get off the top after that? Pot of Greed. That's
pot.
2 more.
Let's go.
Pot of Greed draws 2 more cards. If
Yep.
you've never seen Yu-Gi-Oh in your life.
That's the staple card, though.
Yeah. And he ends on 3 pieces of Exodia.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And so now he looks over at the Bucks. And I'm looking at Homunculus. Because Homunculus is playing.
And we'll transition over to the Buck side here in just a little bit, guys, so we can see what's going on with this this hand.
So the big thing here with Exodia is you're kind of trying to determine the game on like turn 1 or 2. You don't want a game to go long. You're not playing really any cards to the field. You're just trying to draw your win condition.
Yep.
Dragon Maids can kill him in this 1 turn. That's the other issue. You basically get 1 shot. It's all or nothing. And so I want to see Homunculus vibing to the music.
He is, bro. My man is chilling, bro. He's already got it set up, ready to go. He knows what he wants to do.
Yes, and so I think he might be able to go ahead and end the game here.
Ooh!
He is playing Dragon Maids, which are a fairly strong option. See, what is he going to... He's continuing with the Welcome, which is going to let him grab another Dragon Maid from the graveyard, bring it back to his hand. He should be able to activate another effect. Yep. And this is what a lot of modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Is. It's a lot of combo lines if you know them. This is where I was telling 300 as well. You either got to have a coach or somebody that knows because you do have a timer in this game for a limited amount of time.
Yeah, yeah.
And so... if
They nerfed it recently, didn't they?
We got 5 minutes. It's the whole game, by the way.
Oh, no.
It's not just this. So every time that counts down. So right now he is at 7. That's Is that
That
enough?
game, bro.
Nah, I think
That-
he's at
Wait.
1 day of peace. So this is a card that Psycho played that Mad Genius found out when playing us yesterday. Both players draw a card, but neither one can take damage until after Psycho's next turn.
What?
Oh yeah. Oh, you thought it was only just a coin flip? I get 2 coin flips, bro. We don't just lose out right here. It ends up being a really interesting card if you are running a strategy like Psycho's. So again, he will lose next turn if he doesn't find another one, isn't able to play. But he starts with Upstart Goblin. This gives your opponent some life, but goes ahead and draws you a card. So again, we're hoping that he draws a card and then draws a card and then keeps drawing until we see. Looks like we need a leg and an arm currently is what we're missing.
Yep, he's already got 3 pieces of Exodia.
This could be over in a flash, really.
Well, yeah, because if any of those cards get what's it called? It gets negated.
Yeah.
It's over, bro.
And so he's choosing to play Magical Mallet. What this card does is let you put pieces back into your cards back into your deck and draw new ones. But you immediately see
There it is.
Homunculus has enough recognition to know if he lets this combo continue, there's a chance he loses. But here, he stops it short. You don't get any more cards. I lose some damage, but you need to draw these other cards. So he needs to win here. The longer this takes, the bigger the problem is. He should be able to win, though, especially with Welcome on the board. Goes ahead and pops. The Dragon Mage trade out for each other, so he's still able to maintain some of his damage. And I think he just wins off of this. Summon that, go to damage step. Yeah, you can just end it.
Yeah.
Now, you're doing the Yu-Gi-Oh thing that I don't necessarily agree with, which is continuing to activate stuff when you have game on the board.
Yeah, bro, it drives me crazy. It's a power move. I get it. Like you want to show how strong your cards are. Just end it, bro.
But Homunculus is immediately setting himself up and showing like, hey, I have a deck. I understand how the deck works. Y'all should be worried if I'm here and should be able to just go ahead and end the game into the battle phase. There's no 1 day of peace. There's no way for Psycho to save himself. This is just over. To all the teams playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In the league, this is the second time that Exodia has lost now in 2 days.
Yep.
Yes, if you draw it, it's a guaranteed win, but there is prime chance to break.
And the thing about playing an Exodia deck, the pros aren't worth the cons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when it comes to the Exodia deck, it's so easy to mess it up.
Yeah.
And also as you saw from just now, like he didn't have anything really to counter all of the damage that was coming his way. Like he had that counter once. Once. And then it's just like that's enough.
Yep.
That's enough.
It will make Yu-Gi-Oh! Really fun. My biggest thing coming off of yesterday was like, I hope we get to see more stuff.
Gotcha.
More decks and maybe people evolve strategies. Not just for me, but because I like Yu-Gi-Oh! It's interesting to see people play different decks. But you never know. I think that the moment people see how easy Exodia is to win with, we both know, bring back the E-Hondas, the Honda Civic show, and let's get some hands going. And you never know. But King of Fighters 15 is next.
Ooh.
I know you got some experience with King of Fighters.
All I want to see is K-Dash, bro. That's it.
You K-Dash fan?
K-Dash, big K-Dash fan. I used to play K-Dash. I used to main K-Dash.
I need to see K-Dash because I need to see you see their K-Dash.
Yo, it's been so long since I've seen
Nah,
K-Dash.
you-
I don't even know, bro.
I love the fact because whenever you see your character play, you immediately got to be like, what you doing?
Exactly.
Playing everything right. But again, we're going from PC to console. This is a 2-minute setup, and I already like it. It looks like everybody is ready, set up, and good to go here. It looks like they're trying to figure out something. They're trying to get something together.
We got Rafiki and TOG going in as well.
So one thing that's coming up right now is for the purpose of the broadcast, just for people that are wondering what's happening, in the gauntlet area, a player and a coach, the active player and a coach are allowed to be in there. We don't want 20 people crowding around the setups and allow people to have some space, let people think, let people talk.
And it looks pretty.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Pretty.
Y'all, everybody in production doing an amazing job. Y'all got us looking good out here.
Hey, let's go. All right. So I don't know a lot about the Bucks as far as their new teammates,
yeah.
new GM. You were no longer on the Bucks. You were with the Cobras now, as we all know.
Yes. I don't know a whole lot other than the some of the rookies that were coming in, as well as some of the talent that's still there. So I want to give a shout out. 300 came in and said his pick for Rookie of the Year early on was Sparrow. So they already have Rookie of the Year on their team, it looks like, in 300's eyes. Mr. Fear is a talent, like he said, covers 3 games, working with Smeezy last season, a great sports player, also has very strong. I want to see this Texas. I want to see some Texas. You know, I will get to it. We'll get to it. We're going Ralph into Robert here. My guess is that's TLG on Robert.
Rafiki is player 1. So
Rafiki
that's
plays-
Rafiki's going in with Robert. And then we got Sparrow going in with Ralph. Ralph was one of my favorite characters. And King of Fighters for a little bit too. I used to main him as well. It looks like you can definitely see that there's not a lot of experience coming from either side, but it looks like Rafiki's going in with a lot of the lows, and it looks like Sparrow doesn't really know how to work those.
Just
Nice, keeping him at a distance, and special move, another Garokin.
they're managing. He's just, like you said, keeping him checked every time. He wants to run in, and it's like, hey, my foot's in your face. My foot's in your face.
Right.
You can't do it. Rafiki smiling, happy. TLG looking over, comfortable, happy with his team. Like, yeah, we do this. Lu Wong. What to say about Lu Wong? Watch them legs.
Watch them legs. But they also have to make sure that they watch Robert, right?
Yes.
So Rafiki got a lot of life back. And right now he is just making sure that he keeps his distance. He does not want is that Smeezy going in, getting in too close. Nice kick.
And it's going to be the big thing. AOF, compared to every other fighter on the wheel as well, it requires a little bit different understanding of neutral. You're jumping a lot. You're hopping around. How you're moving isn't the same as Street Fighter. And it looks like TLG, I know he has a lot of time on KOF as well, has taught his team kind of at least some of those core basics, because watching Rafiki play right now, like that patience. Oh, he finally gets caught pressing a button, and it looks like Smeezy might be getting a little bit of momentum, but
not good enough. And the crazy thing is, what I see from Rafiki is he goes for that kick and then he goes for a sweep, right? He if the first option doesn't work, go for the sweep, and that's what we're seeing a lot of.
Here we go. Mr. Fear is in, playing King of Dinosaurs.
King of Dinosaurs.
Is it a man?
And-
Is it a dinosaur? Just don't get grabbed. That's all.
Nice.
I'm
And it looks like Fear is copying the same strategy. If the first option doesn't work, sweep.
Yes.
If the first option doesn't work, sweep.
Okay. I have personal experience with this next one. I don't know if you remember Nameless, but they brought him back for 15, changed him up a little bit, named as Cronin now.
Yep.
His buttons are. He is a nuts pressure character, and it fits Havoc's playstyle perfectly. For people that didn't watch last season, Havoc to your face managed to get wins when everybody was like, okay, Havoc doesn't really play fighters. He has found, as someone just starting to play fighters last season, the rhythm of fighting games really well. You know, when you just kind of know, like, okay, cool, do this, do this, do this. Oh, you're going to press a button. Oh, I can throw you. He has that rhythm down, and we can see him setting up his hitbox, getting the buttons right.
Honestly, I love that about Havoc. He adapts so well to his surroundings and the games that he plays. Again, like you said, Havoc has been here he's literally a sophomore?
Yes.
A sophomore.
Yes.
Coming in and didn't even play fighters before this. At least not a lot.
As I remember him saying, he remembered the last one he played was his mom taking away Mortal Kombat 1.
And not the most recent Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah, no. The original, going way back. And so, like, he's picked them up, and one thing, he's always up to fight anybody, as well as just always asking questions and getting people to show him stuff, and watching. A nice grab coming out from Fear here. But then this is where it starts. Do you know how to handle everything that Havoc is going to throw at you? And it looks like Fear has a pretty good understanding of the character. Good job punishing the whiff.
Havoc applying a lot of pressure and then backing off is really, really good for him.
He's, compared to some of the other players we've already seen, they want to stay in. They want to keep fighting. They want to stay in range. And sometimes he's like, no, cool.
Yeah.
Get over
exactly. Like he gets his first option. If he's like, if that doesn't work, let me go ahead and back off. If the option does work, let me apply pressure. He knows when to do both, right? So you see that?
Low.
Like apply pressure, then went low. First option 1, then low.
A nice job checking. He's also been looking for a couple of. He hasn't reacted
Nice
to
command
that
grab.
command grab. The anti-air misses.
Let's
to
go,
level
Fear, into the super.
and Mr. Fear.
Tosses him into the air. Let's go.
Mr.
And-
Fear said, "If you gonna beat me, bring a fighting game player." And so TLG on the Rio
Let's go.
steps into the ring.
These fools. All right, and Ryo being the Ryu of this game.
I'm gonna okay. Look, TLG, I love you. I'm so mad because I want to play KOF when I play with TLG. He picks this character and plays Street Fighter.
Yep.
And I hate it.
Yep.
I hate it. I'm like, I'm playing KOF. Let me play KOF. He's like, sure you can.
Yeah.
No.
Hadouken.
Yeah, I'm like, who is this character? Rio is a great character, especially for a player like TLG. He's able to kind of show off. He does have a little bit of a life lead, so Fear's got to find a way to get the health tied up. A big punish here, get sweep.
Into the Gaikuin.
Boom.
Nice.
They're trading, but again, all these trades favor TLG.
So what's happening with TLG is I love my brother, but
isn't able to combo.
TLG has got to stop showing off and actually play UEL. Ooh, okay, very nice uppercut. Oh.
TLG, one more hit.
Oh, missed
If
the
Fear
EX.
if Fear gets level 2 here, this game is level 2.
Stop playing with him. Go ahead, Fear.
All right, here we go. Next touch.
Let's go. Stop playing. There you go.
TLG with a quick jab to catch him on wake up, knowing Fear wants to continue his pressure. TLG,
Absolutely. Hey,
Secures
look at
another
TLG walking around with a shower cap on his head.
that man might just be washed.
Oh, yes. Yes, it goes together.
I'm happy for it. Once again, I think that was a great example of why the Trolls wanted TLG.
Right.
Like, I think that TLG is kind of a reliability in fighting games that just says, hey, if you are not one of the best in the league, don't walk in here like you're going to be.
You say reliability, but sometimes he is a liability because of his cockiness.
So do we get the L from TLG?
Because here's the thing, we know how good he is as a fighter. His mindset right now is this is going to be an easy win, right? And with that mindset and with that attitude, he's come into the league and done that before. And what has happened?
He's blown up.
He's lost, and when he loses that momentum. When he loses the momentum, you see a bad version of TLG. What I want to see from him is play UEL first, and then you can go ahead and be cocky once you have a strong enough lead. He almost lost to Fear.
If Fear had a level 3, there is a very real chance that auto combo kills.
Absolutely.
There's a very real chance. And to your idea, so TLG's, I think, something we can watch this season from TLG is they picked him up, the Trolls did, to be kind of the reliable fighting backbone that the team needs.
Right.
That was the Trolls' frustration. We heard from Jesse when he talked about developing the team in the interview when they were purchased, about wanting to improve fighting games. And so TLG, we need to see that reliable, like TLG, have fun, talk your talk, be cocky, but also you need to make sure you're getting the job done every single time. And the more you play with fire, eventually you're going to get burned.
Exactly. So, I mean, think about it like this. If it were someone else, if it was another team, if it wasn't Mr. Fear, if it was somebody like, Rex or Herb or Pip-Boy, that wouldn't have flown, in my opinion. I don't think that they would have lost with TLG playing like that. And I'm not going to keep bashing on them. You know what I mean? But like what we want to see is we want to see UEL, then you can play, what other game you want.
The players, if you're ever watching these back, just know that any criticism I'm leveling here, even as a player, is because I want the best possible competition when I play you.
Yes.
It is never meant to be harmful. It is me providing, hopefully, constructive criticism that when you look back, you can look back and win. Be happy that you won, but also recognize the state of everything.
Right.
Good job. Now we're jumping into Texas Chainsaw. This is a 3v4. We saw it for the first time last night.
Yes, finally. We got somebody to get into the lobbies.
You know, you got to set up the game to play the game. But I want to see what people do because there's definitely a good chance that I think the Trolls have taken survivors while the Bucks took killers. Now, what's going to be really important here is map choice.
Yes.
There are maps that are killer favored, maps that are survivor favored.
Was the map that was played last night, was that Survivor?
In my opinion, that is the hardest killer map to like try to stop people getting out.
Okay.
As we kind of displayed, it is there's some routes that are very easy to get out of the map on. And so killers have to know where everything is and where everybody is constantly.
Okay.
And so I don't think that, I mean, I'm wondering if we see gas station again, or maybe we see one of the other 3 maps. And I want to see how much they've studied, because honestly, a lot of it comes down to how well do you know what's happening on the map. Do you know where spawns of like different items might be? Because none of it's guaranteed. But there are locations that you can have an idea of where something might be. And so this is going to be, as a strategy player, a chance to see how much of your homework have you done. You got to do at least a little bit of work to know what's going on. So going in for the Trolls, we have QWERTY, Bosif, Rafiki, and low-key Brent. And on the Buck side is the killers, Solo, G-Ravity, and Baba Yagins. So I'm definitely looking at both of them to see.
One thing that I
who's
can
able to.
say, I'm so sorry. Continue.
You're
I
good.
apologize.
You're good.
The one thing that I'm really excited for is that for you guys who don't know, Baba Yaga is the GM of the Bucks. So not only is he the GM, but he's also playing. So he's already putting himself in that pressure of being
looking-
both.
There are people that understand. Trust me, we know us a lot. So again, on your games, just do your best. And I think as a killer, it's very much possible if they've done a little bit of work. I have seen the Bucks in their Discord. They've been practicing pretty consistently, but the Trolls are also the same thing. Both of these teams are the type of teams that, hey, the Trolls do some in person, but also do some online. But I know the Bucks have been, hey, hop in Discord, everybody. Let's play some stuff. Let's talk about this. So I'm hoping on these strategy games we maybe get to see a little bit of.
You also want to I also want to mention that it's completely different from being in practice and being in game.
Yes.
It's so hard to it's so different from what you would think in practice and then
Yes.
playing in game.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And is this the same map that we saw last night?
I don't think so. It might be. Wait, please don't tell. If so this is, I gotta think about games. So Yu-Gi-Oh! Rolled. That was, I believe, the Troll setup. No, because the Trolls messed up Karik's Drift. So it had to be Bucks, Trolls, SF would have been Bucks, KOF would have been Trolls. So this is immediately telling me that they should be actually on gas station. I will tell you in 1 second, because like this map, the maps look a little bit similar sometimes, and so it can be a little bit difficult. Yes, this looks like gas station. So
Okay.
that's the same map as
The
last.
same map. Okay, so this is more Survivor.
We got Madness.
All right, let's go.
All right. So on this map,
Talk to me. Tell me.
on this map, there's a bunch of different exits. Some of the key ones that will exist. Already finding some lock picks. These are necessary because you have to unlock basically every door to get out of the map. You have to unlock door after door. So your lock picks are one of those necessary. The character we see on screen is Leland. Story wise, he's a football player, 6'1", pretty big linebacker. He can run over and like literally truck stick the family members.
Oh, let's go. Well, first off, he needs to stop bending over like that. So I'm sure he needs some Band-Aid. He needs some milk.
You know, he might be a little bit hurt, I haven't seen Leatherface yet, so they might not be playing Leatherface, which is both good and bad. Leatherface normally spawns in the basement. Somebody's down here in the basement and did not see him.
Oh,
Did they lock that door back?
hey, keep still to avoid detection by Grandpa.
Oh, he's being seen. The moment you see him show up yellow, the entire enemy team can see him.
What?
And so they're just making a run for it, and it looks like they're up on the basement. And it looks like, from what I'm hearing,
Oh, no!
there is Leatherface.
Oh, no! Get out of there! Oh no! That's not good.
Yeah,
That's not. Oh!
Already. One death. So the way this works is 3 deaths on either 3 escapes or 3 deaths. end up winning you or losing you the game. And so if one more person dies, we're more than likely going to points unless they can get out. So they rushed, it seems like, to get out there and aren't exactly sure. So he's in North Tunnel here. It looks like they may have watched the game last night and have a little bit of an idea of what's going on.
Yeah, I remember watching one of your players actually jump into the well. That was
me.
hilarious.
That was
It was me. It was me.
Yeah. There are reasons the well has its uses. But right now, it looks like they're doing a good job of patrolling. Whoever they have on Killer here kind of has an idea of what he's doing. Maybe going back down to check in the basement, see if anybody's back down here. Throws the door open, got his chainsaw. Now, if you're down here and you saw that noise indication, you might want to go ahead and move. And we're back on one of the players, Rafiki here. When you see the screen turn yellow and red like that, that means you can be seen. Rafiki's running. He's almost out of stamina, though. Has to jump in the well.
Oh, no.
And now here's the thing. You take damage when you fall here. And I wonder if it happened. Okay, good. He can get up here, but we already saw Leatherface down here, so he has to be a little bit careful. There's a healing item. You get to heal up. And we got the fuse. So this is another exit. There's a bunch of different exits. Unlike something like Dead by Daylight where it's just generators, you can pop a fuse box, pop a door. You can turn on a pressure valve, pop a door. You can get to the road after popping a door. Still, you're going to be popping doors. Okay, that's one of the key things. And I see Anna's also really messed up, which is not a good look here.
Yeah, that's Bosif. And it looks like Bosif's got
he hit that. All of the family members can see that. When you see red, that's noise that they can see if they're looking around on the map.
So you want to avoid those things on the doors.
Yes. There's a few ways to get around them, but very clearly trying to move fast. It's one of those things of the slower you move, the quieter you're going to be, but do you have the time?
Yeah.
Think about if you're in this house and, you got a bunch of people running around with a chainsaw and knives to try to kill you. Like, sometimes you're going to be quiet, sometimes you aren't. In the back of the house here, trying to look around. To me, it doesn't look like they know all of the situations, but somebody popped a gate there. And there are perks that kind of let your team know that. So he's making some noise once again, and now he's running back into the basement. I want to see if he knows a route here. Once again, making some noise, maybe looking to find another exit. He's on North Tunnel. And so there are two general ways out of the basement. There are the stairs, which are easier to keep track of, and then people need to know ladder placements. All these things seem to be going well. I'm looking right now again at the Bucks, who are playing a very good killer setup right now. But seeing Connie, okay, like I understand what's going on. You also have Connie kicking the generator. The generator is off, which means pretty much there should be an open exit pretty easily at this point. The generator is generally one of the harder things to do. It's easy to just kick it, but it's harder because it makes a bunch of noise. Like you're kicking a generator and then the generator turns off. So killers should know this, but I don't think anyone was keeping too big of a track. Are they trying to set up multiple kills? You just saw the yellow, so someone had vision of him for a second. Once again, you normally want Connie. So all the survivors have special abilities.
Yeah.
Connie's is the ability to pop locks basically instantly. She can
pop lock?
Yeah.
Pop lock and drop it.
And so hopefully we see her run up to this gate here and do that to just get out super quickly and to save her team some time. This should open up, and so the Trollz very much could have a chance to get out.
Holy crap, that was fast.
I wasn't kidding when I said, like, get out. Now, this should be pretty much this person is gone. Now, one thing that's important is you need 3 people. If the killers are paying attention, they should know that gate's open and stop anybody from going back over there.
I think we are now I believe we're looking at Rafiki because the survivors are the Trollz.
I think we just swapped up. I think that was Rafiki that might have gotten out.
Okay.
But now he has a killer looking for him. The killers are on the prowl now.
Okay. That is Baba Yaga.
Yes. The Bucks are looking ready to go. That's one escape. Okay, so now if the other 2 players escape here, it's a win. But if the players are killed, it's a loss for the Trollz.
Somebody, not good. Now, what's this?
Brent is doing the fuses. It's a little bit of a math game while you're dying. So you don't want to die. Basically, you want to make everything equal. Best case scenario. So he's trying to put everything. It looks like he did it. This will open up another gate. That's 2 escape.
Oh.
So now what it
it's
comes down to here, looking at Brent. If Brent dies, this will go to points. But if Brent doesn't,
Oh no! Oh no! You making so much noise, Brent.
Brent has to run. So the thing he just popped, he has to get down to the door. And
No!
he's right there. I don't know if Brent can make it out of this. He's running. His stamina is still pretty high, so he should still be able to keep moving.
His health is low though, like super low.
He has like 2 more hits.
No! Let's go.
So now that it's 2-2, we have to go to points. The thing that's interesting is that all characters, whether alive or dead, points get counted. That early kill that the killers managed to get could be the difference maker here. It could be the literal difference maker. So I'm looking at the killers. The killers have roughly 2,200, 2,300. No, the survivors win.
Yeah, the survivors will win in this one.
You look down and you see
It's all-
1,000, 1,000, 2,000.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So a
so
quick glance, a good attempt there. But they had some unfortunate situations where they weren't able to get enough kills, and they
Right.
did enough actions to just make sure they had the points, even if it went to a tie. Nice try on Brent there. I'm looking at it again. Great job from the Trollz
yeah.
to be able to get that win on Survivor. So far, the game's been pretty Survivor favored here in the league.
It has been, man. Holy crap! And honestly, with the way that they've got so let me ask you this then: how do killers get more points?
Beyond just killing and interactions. So normally when they see somebody, they want to kill the person. They want to hit them or at least do damage to them. In some cases, you can break barriers. You can use your abilities as killers. Some can put padlocks on gates. Some can poison areas. Some can track people. And using your abilities to get something done or effectively find survivors will help you build points. It is really... I think the game is very much killer favored with how we play it here in the league. And the best example is you saw it with Leland. How fast you die when you get caught. All it takes is boom, 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 and you're done.
Dead. Yeah.
It's just if you can get the coordination that the Trollz had there and kind of pull them thin. So, I have to look over here. I have to look over here. I have to look over here. Kind of like in a horror movie where we're cutting between 4 different perspectives to see what's going on. If you're able to do that, then you're able to find good wins that will ultimately help you get both points and to get out. They did a bunch of extra stuff they didn't need to, which credit on them because they needed the points. But I think the Trollz have a lot more veteran talent.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And communication in a game like that is so key. And I think that might have been the biggest difference maker there. Just being able to say like, hey, I'm doing this. He's near me. Oh, okay, cool. I'm going to be over here doing this.
One thing that I really like about the Texas Chainsaw, that's different for me, is the fact that you still, while you're doing the objectives, there's no like turning your camera.
Oh, it's you can only look here, and it's the worst thing. Imagine you just working on a door, and you get it's the red that pops up. You just feel like somebody's looking at you, and you like, do I stop doing what I'm doing and lose my progress?
Oh yeah.
Or do I keep playing?
Yeah.
On that topic, I just thought about. They put in all 4 of the Trollz that played together last season for that game.
Yep.
Which I think is a really smart nod if you know that you're going in to a team that's going to need some coordination. But we're getting into Madden. Homunculus and Baba Yaga are going to be playing the 49ers, and the Dolphins will be Bo Seif and low-key Brent.
This is going to be an interesting game because I did not see low-key Brent going in for this. So I am interested to see how this is working. And we are going straight to the Bucks. All right. And already pushes him back.
Yep. Already. And immediately in the Call of Duty. This is an interesting wheel because we've had a bunch of different games already.
Really testing each of the teams and how versatile they're going to be. Passes it over.
A nice
Or he
one.
tries to run it right in the middle, but they stopped it. The Troll stopped it immediately.
Yeah, a few yards here, a few yards here. I'm trying to see, who do we have on quarterback? We got Green going in.
Oh, nice. Oh, let's
And
go.
he was almost gone. We do have that backwards, excuse me. The Dolphins are the Trollz and the Bucks are the 49ers. So we're actually watching the Trolls right now.
Yes, we are. It was a little backward. That's all right, though.
Yeah, a little bit backwards. It's fine. So green here, I believe, should be Bosif, if I'm reading this correctly. Should be going ahead.
And he's gone.
Quarterbacking with low-key.
And that's a cool. Thank you, sir. So, yeah, and I forgot what I lost my train of thought.
So, okay, the 49ers are the Bucks.
Yep.
So here on quarterback, I'm looking at Bosif. I'm hoping that he's able to make plays here. It looks like they're a little bit uncomfortable.
Oh, let's go!
It gets yoinked immediately. And that's the thing about Madden. So you probably played Madden back in the day. A little bit. Okay. I played Madden back in the day. They made it a little bit more realistic. You can't be running around like Michael Vick if you're not Michael Vick and just throwing on the run and get away with it. It's very easy to get the ball picked off in the game. And the AI will do it.
And, I mean, you also have to think about, like, the momentum and everything. The 49ers, the Bucks, are going to have the home team advantage because,
What? Yo, ankle is gone. Snapped.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. What are we cooking up?
I got you.
No. Let's see here. So I'm wondering, both teams have already started with the run. It looks like they're looking for a balanced approach to their offensive opportunities. My biggest wonder here is going to be which one is able to keep both sections of the game going.
Nice
It
movement.
looks like okay, if he can break this, he might be able to get a touchdown. You have to think, Kenny. I don't think so. I think
no, there was no way that he was going to be able to push that far ahead.
You gotta hope sometimes. You're watching your team. You just gotta hope they can make
That's true, but he was moving all the way to the right, and the rest of the team was catching up, bro. There was no way.
You supposed to be going forward, and you just going right. You can't get away with it. I do like, again, both teams are focused up here, and I love to see this from the Bucks. This is a rebuilding organization, but the history of the Bucks has always been a young team full of rookies that manages to still find ways against the experienced teams
Absolutely.
to make competitive games. And seeing them locked in like that gives me hope that that's still true.
Right.
Because they're on the board. It looks like they're about to score. Like they're in position to get a score and to situationally be able to just take a lead in the game. And once you have a lead in Madden, because we play 3-minute quarters, it can be a little bit difficult. So let's see. Making a few audibles. Nice
Push
big
it
hole
right through the middle. Good
break
stuff. Easy.
and touchdown Bucks, early lead.
Humunculus and Baba Yaga showing that we play this game.
That is the best part about rookies to me.
Oh, yeah.
Every rookie, a lot of rookies are loud and outspoken, but also you never know what they do. Oh, look, yeah, I play League of Legends. I play StarCraft 2. I play Madden 2. You're like, what? Where did the Madden fit into this? Like, oh, I just grew up playing football, so I love the game. Like,
Oh, okay. All right,
it's
cool.
amazing. Now I'm looking at Loki and Bosif. One thing the Trolls were amazing at last season were sports games, and they had this amazing core, QWERTY, Bosif, as well as Loki, that they always had a few good players available for any sports game. So I want to see if they're able.
Oh, no, again?
Interception!
That's crazy. Magic. He's taking it.
Oh.
He's taking it all the way down. Hey. Oh, my gosh.
Oh my goodness. So I'm looking at the Trolls. Felt a little bit like they're feeling the pressure.
Oh, yeah. And that's exactly what they need. Because one thing that you don't want to do, and one thing that I don't want people to, or what I like about a lot of different teams is that they take every game with stride, bro. Like, you seriously have to take every team that you play against seriously. Don't sleep on these teams, bro. They will literally catch you by surprise.
Yes, and that's why for me personally, I'm looking at Psycho and Havoc. I'm like, we were there last season. We were there when people were like, oh, okay, they're an expansion team.
Exactly.
And exactly what happened when they thought of us that way, that you have to take them seriously. And it looks like The Bucks are looking for their second score.
They are, but what I'm seeing a lot of from the Trolls is now they're starting to tighten their defenses. They
Yes.
don't want them to get in again, and for obvious reasons.
A great job. You just pointed out how they shifted in their defensive line. We got the pass across the middle.
Let's go.
Then hand it back to me. Hand it back.
Thank you. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll take that. Thank you. I appreciate you.
That's a really interesting decision because even with that, I get the idea of maybe trying to catch them off guard. Oh, they're going to go for a pass here. If you can get a safety, that would be really good.
Which is a smart idea. Hey, let's go.
A lot safer of a pass.
Oh, I thought he was gone, bro. I thought he was gone.
He had two people to beat. But again, that was a lot safer of a pass than we've seen from them. So to your point about kind of tightening up, they have a coach in lockdown who probably, I think, the strongest category is sports. He already has a lot of sports players, so I think he's really easy able to, like, hey, what are we doing here? What are we trying to do?
That is unfortunate.
Managed to get the ball off, so just an incomplete pass. But that could have been very bad because you're still very far away from in your own territory, and you have to. You don't want to have to punt this away when you're already down.
Yeah, no, not at all. And to your point as well, talking about lockdown, I'm glad that they actually have him as a coach, especially for these type of games, especially for sports games, because he does know a lot of the ins and outs. Very nice. Nice catch. He knows a lot of the in and outs. He knows a lot of the strategies. So it'll be really good to see just how much of the knowledge that he knows and he can give to the team as well.
Yes, I think that, again, with Bosif and like Cordy and a lot of the players, I feel like they're also willing to listen, especially in those situations. And seeing that willingness is really helpful. Nice job slipping by to get a few yards.
Yeah.
And I want to highlight that on that last play, they had an opportunity to go for a long route, but they still chose the shorter one. So, again, they have some time. They can play safe. My worry, though, is at half, the Bucks get the ball back.
Yes.
And so you want to hopefully score before that point to at least tie this game going up in the half.
Passing it up. And I thought it was another interception.
The Bucks did too. Someone switched to control, like it was like I'm taking it. Where I think if they just let maybe the defenders handle it,
Yeah.
at least you probably would have knocked down the pass. Good pass ended up being from the Trolls in general, but they're moving quick. They're moving up the field. Remember, they started on their own 50.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
Looking for it.
That's the second time that's happened.
He's a second away from getting sacked. Every time he just barely gets the ball in his hands at time. And 'cause I'm looking, and all of a sudden it's just big hit. Okay. We managed to escape.
All right, let's see what we got.
All right. So for the Bucks, Bobby Yoggins, the GM, is also the quarterback. He's making those. Who was that? Low-key, Brent was looking to snatch that ball out of the air. I need you to understand. He saw it and read exactly where it was going. Okay, a run
Right
play.
through the middle.
Okay, they're going to have to call a timeout and maybe kick a field goal here if they want to try to get something in.
And they call that timeout.
I think they might be still too far out of range. They're on the 49. Yeah, so they're just going to go for it. They're just going to full send, keep everything going deep. They might actually do all right here because it doesn't look like the Bucks are respecting the long ball. So if they can get someone beat, you need to get
Third up right behind him, bro. Third time.
It's the charm. He finally got the sack. He was waiting to see if he could maybe get a little bit more. Oh, and they managed to still have a second to go ahead and kick the field goal. Let's see if they can make it. Oh, no, that's the Bucks. They make it? No, it ends up falling a little bit short. That's terrifying that you gave the Bucks a second and almost let them to the field. I was like, oh, okay, that was pretty smart. And then I just forgot that was fourth down for the Trolls.
And another thing about it is we also have to remember that they have a lot, even with everything that's been happening as far as the Trolls having the ball, even when they got that interception, a lot of the momentum still hasn't shifted over to the Trolls at all.
Yes.
At all. Like,
it is squarely in the 49ers
yes,
side of the field, and that makes your game harder in the new Maddens.
Oh, yeah.
Literally, the stadium actively fights you when playing.
Well, getting sacked on 3 times?
Yeah.
It's going to shift that momentum because for obvious reasons.
Yeah, you're trying and like you just can't seem to get anything right. Now the scary part here is going into the second half. The Bucks just need to run the ball, get a few first downs, run the ball, and keep that clock.
Interesting that they let that happen.
He just needed to keep going.
He tripped.
Hey, yo, stop. Let me hold your ankle right quick.
You know, don't go nowhere. That's my strong hand.
But it manages, it looks like, to keep the clock running, which should be good. So again, as long as the Bucks can get a few first downs, this game basically can be over. One more score also does make it difficult.
Again in the middle.
They don't want the ball to ever go out of bounds and have the game clock stop. As long as that game clock is running, they are getting closer and closer to that win. We play 3-minute quarters here. It's not a whole lot of time, especially with the accelerated game clock added on. Every single play, you're going to be losing 20 to 30 seconds. Every single play. A nice pass here.
No! Let's go. We're running right on back. Keep on pushing. Oh, my God. The screen, bro. The screen. What is happening right now? Let's go. Hold on. I'm sorry. I think we were backwards. I do believe that the Dolphins are the Bucks and the Trollz are the 49ers.
He missed the field. He missed the field. He missed the extra point. That's the second time we've seen this happen.
My heart, it hurts.
You got a pick. You got a pick to even the game up, and you missed the extra point. So you now have to do it again. Now I'm going to launch into it. To the Trollz, you are the 49ers. Okay, cool. Why are you putting the ball in the air? I get that you're on third down. Why are you putting the ball in the air? Yes, it's risky, and you need to get the first down. But why are you taking that greedy and obvious of a play?
Hold on, I'll do after this play.
Cool. Okay. Clock's running.
Again, I think the reason is, I will say this all night until they prove me wrong, they believe that this is going to be an easy game. It's so easy to make so many mistakes when you think that it's just like, it's okay, it's just the Bucks. These guys are new. If you want to really make an impression,
is he about to score?
And he pushes down, he is gone. He's gone. There's nobody stopping him.
So about that, you think that the Trollz might be feeling they right?
I do.
I do. That's one of those things. They immediately heard you, and the caster curse came out, and they're like, "Hold on, you saw
prove me wrong."
And okay, cool. They hit the extra point, so now it is an 8-point game, which means in this next little bit, Bucks need to score and then make a 2-point conversion to tie this game up. Kicking it over to the corner, trying to make it a little bit harder to receive. It doesn't go in the end zone, so he can't get the touchback, and he has to go forward.
Ooh, he's
playing
moving.
A nice job, able to get back to his 20. So 21, we're happy with where the ball ended up. But now it comes, you don't have time to really run. You have 30 seconds plus 3 minutes. You need a score. You can't give the ball back. You give the ball back, the game is all but done. So you have to be looking for a score here. Show us what you got, Bucks. Did you just show the play? There's no.
I think he did. Okay,
you got to get rid of.
Go.
He sets his feet, throws the ball.
Oh, I cannot believe he just caught that.
My heart. Oh, my.
That is the riskiest play.
Credit. This is what I want to see out of the experience. You want to doubt us? Cool. We'll take the risk that you're too scared to
Pushes through the middle again. Doesn't get very far.
They're going to have to burn a timeout. Well, at the end of the quarter, so never mind. No, they get that for free. They get a little bit more time. But 3 minutes is the difference here. We need a score. You got to keep it moving. It is 2nd and 6.
There's not a lot of opportunity for mistakes on the Bucs side.
I don't know how I feel about them showing. Like, I get that you probably showing the play to your teammate.
That's true. Oh, no, not again. And another interception by the Trollz, man.
You tried to lead the receiver there, and all you did was lead the ball right into the hands of the defender. Was just waiting. And just now, we should just see a pretty clean ending of the game. They need to get, I think, 2 first downs.
Oh my gosh, he got him again.
They need to get 2 first downs, I believe, to go ahead and actually be able to end the game here. So it is still possible. You can get a fumble. They could choose to throw the ball again for some reason. Please don't choose to throw the ball again for some reason. But we will see. I think they're going to probably stick to the run.
Which is a really good idea. Run and helping to run down the clock as well.
Yes. Here we go. And
nice.
he wasn't able to pick up the first down. So they got to run again. But even now, they are at the 50. If they can get a little bit closer, might maybe take a field goal. 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning.
Right, 2 minutes. Let's see, 2 minutes. Only enough, like it's a more back and forth game than I actually expected.
Right.
And seeing the two teams, the Bucks, I don't know why. I just don't expect sports players always in the league. I feel like sports are a category like shooters that we see a lot of, shooters and fighters. But it always surprises me sometimes how close some of these matchups are, especially with the Trollz kind of strength in sports. That's a first down. I think they need one more.
Yep.
One more. All right. It's technically 30 seconds down, so you could technically end it here by kneeling 4 times. Run one more play. Hopefully get another first down and make it a little bit simpler.
You've been around third too long.
I may have played sports growing up a little bit more than I let on. But gaming isn't about just doing what you do in real life. And he gets taken down
Immediately.
2 yards. Timeout by Miami. They're just trying to save as much clock as possible. Smart decision. They have one more timeout.
Oh, I'm the GOAT. Give him the crown. Free by lockdown. Honestly, I didn't even think about this until now. But it's crazy that they have both Lockdown and TOG as coaches, right? So they complement each other extremely well. Yes. One on like more of the sports and possible racer side, and then you have TOG, who's more of the fighter, maybe some of the shooters. Yeah. I think the only category where I see a little bit of a struggle is probably strategy games.
And this is where I get to jump in, because if there's a handful of people in this league that you want in strategy, came in last season, I'm looking at Havoc to your face. Having worked with him, if you need a strategy mind to go in there, as someone that's worked with Havoc, he is just such a great person to just be able to cook ideas up with. And he was the person that I could always talk about, not just the games, but UEL as a game as a whole, to try to cook up something to be like, cool, okay,
yeah,
let's have some fun overall with the game. I want to give Bucks a great showing. I think you extended yourself far a little too many times, too many turnovers, but overall, I think that's more of your first game. You're still trying to figure everything out. Bobby Yoggins, trust me, GMing and playing is never going to be an easy thing in the league. So credit to them. But again, the Trollz secure another dub, and I just want to say they've won sports games, fighting games, strategy games, racing games, and we got Call of Duty up next. Let's see if they can get a win in every single category.
Let's see it, man. I really want to see just how well the Trollz have gotten in a lot of the shooters, but the thing that interests me the most are the rookies. And like you said before, it is really hard to know what a rookie is going to bring to the table, because them playing outside of UEL and practicing their own way, and then when you get to the arena, when you're here at the actual UEL, it is a completely different ball game, because everyone's familiar with a specific game that they play, but when you have 33 games on the wheel, there are bound to be games that you're going to be like, oh, I don't play this at all.
Yeah,
I don't know what to do, and especially if your rotation is bad. or you're not in rotation, one thing that I can say for example, Fear, right? Fear is always just like, yo, I would body anybody in For Honor.
Yeah.
And then he was never available for For Honor.
Yeah. And y'all can kind of see right here. I think that might be from the last game. Cause I'm interested to see if we already got a forfeit from the Bucks on it. I don't think so. I think that's from the forfeit from Madden. But
I do believe so.
We'll find out, because what's confusing me is the Psycho Havoc choice for Call of Duty. So I mentioned this earlier on. The tail of the first 2 weeks of UEL has been setups. The decision between a lot of the winning teams and the losing teams have come down to setups. First and foremost, before you get to anything else, getting into game, being able to succeed, the Bucks, with an hour and 15 minutes into the game, have used their last setup, or have lost their last timeout, or used it. So now I'm looking at them saying, hey, I said it to the Trollz when they messed up Carrick's Drift. 1. You've had 5. The next one's going to be a forfeit, and once one forfeit hits, it's hard to stop the ball from rolling downhill. You have to stop it here, and I'm hoping that maybe they can flip this into a Call of Duty win. Because going back to what I was saying, Psycho is a shooter. It's one of his stronger categories.
Right.
Havoc got some history with Call of Duty. Maybe back in the day he has some 360 no scope montages. You know, he might be, you know, one of the older school Call of Duty games. But I don't know if I would pick him over QWERTY or even TLG. But maybe I'm underestimating that former Buck synergy.
Well, I get what you're saying, and I understand what you're saying. But it's always good to give players who believe that they are good enough to replace, not necessarily replace, would be in that position to have the opportunity to play that game, right? So is it a good idea during game? Probably not. But that also goes to show that people bring some unexpected things into into this league. And really, for the timeout, going back to the timeouts, one of the things that I'm struggling with for the Bucks is that Fear is one of the people who've been here the longest. I believe he's a veteran, and I could be wrong. I believe he's a veteran, but he should know at least how to manage his timeouts and things like that, because you have to remember that we had this same issue when he was the lead on the Bandits last season. There were a lot of mistakes made, and like what I want for him to do is I would expect from him, or my expectation for him is to learn from those mistakes. Yeah. And so what I'm starting to see is a little bit of a trend. He's not fixing the mistakes. He's just letting things happen, and as you said, it spiraled out of control. So the expectation from him now is you can't afford to make those mistakes, but it's also really hard to take an entire team of rookies, a whole team of rookies, and be able to be like, are y'all all set up? The only thing they're going to say is yes.
Yeah. Do they know every single rule? Do they know the settings? Do they know? I do not envy Fear's position. I do not envy Baba Yagan's position, because I've been in that position before. Yeah. And it is, like you said, a lot. It requires you to learn how to manage people just as much managing your own gameplay. Hey, I'm going in for Call of Duty. Whatever rolls next, start setting it up. Don't care what it is for. But we have Taste Mutter here on the side, along with, I believe it was Mr. Fear going in for Call of Duty. Okay. So they want to get in. They want to go ahead and get everything to work. It looks like he's trying to get his controller to set up. It might be, let's hope here, that he's able to get everything to work. There was a problem yesterday where controllers were not working correctly. And my worry is if you don't have your controller and it's not working, he might not be able to aim and get it to work correctly.
Well, they're open lobby, right?
Currently, they're the warm up. So here's a small thing, and I'm this is why we have to test things coming in before you get into game. You need to make sure that you know exactly how to make all of it work before you're loading into the lobby. And something that I would say to everybody, if you use your timeout, use every second of your timeout. Don't just I lost the last game of the season because I didn't send lineups in when I had a timeout that I'd already used.